everyone. Welcome to our Serious Money Seminar. Normally, we host these educational seminars each quarter in person at the Carleton Place Library to provide practical financial guidance on a variety of important financial topics. This is a complimentary recording in lieu of the in-person event. This is not to be construed as financial advice, and we highly recommend you contact our office or your own financial advisor for your own unique situation. Today's seminar is called Latching and Hatching. It's a catchy title for a discussion focused on the financial considerations that come with building a life together. Whether you're a young couple, starting a family, or planning for the future, we'll cover key topics to help make informed financial decisions at every stage. My name is Jennyne Kennedy, and I am the Client Experience Coordinator at Keill and Associates. As part of our client care team, I have the privilege of helping deliver on our promise of providing an exceptional investment experience to our valued clients. Today's seminar is designed to explore some of life's biggest transitions, entering into a committed relationship or union such as marriage, which we refer to as latching, and starting or growing a family, or hatching, if you will. These exciting milestones often bring opportunities, responsibilities, and important financial decisions. To begin, I will provide an overview of our Pathfinder program, which illustrates the financial journey through life's various stages and highlighting the key milestones and decisions along the way. Following that, I will introduce our speaker for today, Geoff Sgarbossa, certified financial planner and member of the advisory team at Keill and Associates. Geoff will discuss the essential financial planning topics that every young couple and family should consider. By the end of today's seminar, we hope you'll have a better understanding of the financial decisions that accompany these major life transitions and feel more confident planning for your future. At Keill and Associates, we developed a planning tool called Pathfinder to help illustrate the financial cycle to our clients. As you can see, there are three distinct phases: learn, earn, and yearn. The learn years typically span from childhood to about age 25. During this stage, we begin learning the value of money, developing healthy financial habits, such as saving and budgeting. And as we get to the end of the stage, many will steadily be earning a paycheck, begin managing their own finances, and start making important decisions about education, careers, and future goals. Next come the earn years. So generally between the ages of 25 and 65. So this is the accumulation stage of life where many people establish their careers, they earn a steady income, pay taxes. It's also a time when major life milestones often occur. So some being buying a first home, getting married, starting a family. During this stage, many people will naturally take on debt, such as a mortgage, while also saving and investing for future goals. Protecting what you've worked hard to build becomes increasingly important, which is why risk management strategies such as life and disability insurance are often key components of any financial plan. Investment planning also plays a vital role in growing your wealth and helping you prepare for your future. Finally, we enter the yearn years, so typically beginning around the age of 65. This is the deaccumulation period, where the focus shifts from man at work to money at work. Rather than accumulating wealth, the goal becomes creating a reliable retirement income stream that supports a lifestyle that you've worked so hard to achieve. Estate planning, tax-efficient income strategies, and planning the transfer of wealth to the next generation also become considerations during this stage. So Pathfinder basically provides a roadmap for the financial decisions that you'll face throughout your life. While today's seminar is going to primarily focus on the yearn years, particularly for young couples and families, everyone's financial situation is unique. If you would like advice tailored to your own circumstances, our advisory team at Keill and Associates is always available to help you develop a personalized financial plan. So that concludes the brief overview of the Pathfinder program. I would now like to introduce Geoff Sgarbossa, financial planner and member of the advisory team here at Keill and Associates. Geoff will begin by discussing the importance of building a strong financial foundation and some of the Canadian trends. Geoff, thank you for being with us today, and I will happily turn it over to you.
Thanks, Jennyne. Okay, so as Jennyne said, I'm Geoff. I'm a financial planner here at Keill and Associates. So today we're going to focus mostly on building a strong foundation. In this first part, in the 4-part series, we're going to build that foundation and what do we need to do to build on that. And we'll look at a few Canadian trends. Building that foundation is most important. Just like building any structure, as long as it's on a good, strong foundation, we can always build from it. So we need to look at positive cash flows. We need to look at an emergency ruse, progress capture strategies. We need to start building up from that foundation. And that first part of that foundation, as Jennyne talked about, is that man at work. We need to go to work. We need to start earning some money to fund whatever that lifestyle wants to be. That most Canadians, the average Canadian income is in about the 65 to 70,000 range over the lifetime. Over a 40-year period, that's equating to about $2.5 to $3 million worth of income. What happens if you lose that $3 million? If you lose the ability to work, if you lose the ability to earn, your future lifestyle is going to take a pretty big hit. So we want to build in those protections. We want to build that asset of that $3 million worth of future income. How do we do that? We're going to look at removing risk, reducing risk, financing risk. All of these different strategies we'll look at, but you want to protect that ability to earn. Young and healthy, we're all young and healthy at some point. We're all indestructible. Nothing's going to get us. The problem with low mortality risk is we've got a high survivability risk. So if we're going to survive an injury or illness because we're young and indestructible, what happens if we lose the ability to walk, lose the ability to earn, lose the ability, we can't earn that money anymore. So how are we going to build in that? How are we going to protect ourselves with that? And that's where those living benefits that Jennyne was talking about really come into play. The life insurance, everybody understands life insurance. Everybody gets it. A lot of people tend to overlook what happens if I survive. So that's kind of that progress capture that we want to look at. What happens if we do lose the ability to earn? How do we protect what we built and not kind of eat away at that? How do we protect that? And we've got other things in place to help us continue to living. And we're going to protect that with our core protection tools. And that we'll get into that risk management needs analysis and risk financing in the next couple of seminars. But for right now, you need to build on that strong foundation. And we want to be doing this right when we're going out and learning to adult. We're starting to adult. We're going to work. That's the time to work. We start building in those healthy habits. We start building in those protections. We build that strong foundation. So down the road, when we do meet Mr. or Mrs. Perfect and get married and want to have kids, we start building off of that strong foundation for both of us. Couple of trends that we're seeing in Canada that it was actually pretty interesting to see. So things that we're seeing right now is the average age of parents. So if you remember back to what Jennyne and the Pathfinder, what she was saying is the earning years tend to start at about 25 plus or minus. The trend in Canada is basically saying people are waiting a bit longer to become parents. So back in 81, according to StatsCan, back in 81, the average age of all parents was about 30. But now once they start becoming kids, and now we're 36, we can see that the trend of people are waiting longer to have kids. People are waiting longer to settle. And then the other interesting trend that really will have some material impacts on your future planning is we can see on the right. So the couples have shifted from married to common law. So we can see that dotted line down the middle, that the number of people saying I'm a couple has stayed relatively stable. The interesting thing is there's a lot more people remaining common law and a lot less people getting married. For better or for worse, there's no right or wrong answers here. That's why you want to get specialized and personalized financial advice. But being married versus common law, it will have very real material effects on your future planning and whatever, and estate planning and all of that stuff. And it comes into play. So it's interesting to see that the common law trend is rising for and well, wherever that is. So that's kind of the build the strong foundation. So everything that I want you to take away from all of these four-part series is we're not going to give you the answers here. I can't give you the answers. I don't know you. I don't know your story. I don't know your situation. I don't know your goals. So basically, what we're trying to do is we want you to take away that, huh, there's things that I need to talk about. There's things that I need to consider. Whether that's getting into the books, doing some courses, talking to somebody like us, however you get that information, however you do that, that's for you to kind of come up with. But there's a lot of things that we need you to be aware of that you need to make sure you're considering. So with that, I'll hand it back over to Jean to wrap up this first part here.
Thank you, Geoff, for that. As you know, we run these seminars every quarter, so I do feel compelled to sort of ask a question that we hear that comes up often. Um, at what point should somebody contact an advisor um, to talk about seeking professional financial advice, in your opinion, Geoff?
Now,
The
it's
time is
it's never it's
now.
never too soon.
Yeah.
It's the old adage. It's never too soon. The only better option than yesterday is today. It's we hear a lot of people say, well, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. Why would I need an advisor? I'll go and talk to an advisor when I have money to actually do something with. And so rich people become rich because they rely on professionals. They rely on people. They've got a team of professionals around being the subject matter experts and helping them. And so I would argue people become rich because they use those professionals. So we're in the next couple of series, we're going to talk about teaching your kids about money and how, building those healthy habits as children. But
Yeah.
there's nothing more satisfying from my perspective is if I've been working with mom and dad and they say, you know what, Junior just turned 18, he's just starting school at college. I need you to talk to him and give him some healthy habits. That's the perfect time to start because we can start them building on those healthy habits, building that strong foundation so they're ready to go when they want to start having relationships and building their family. And they're building off that very strong foundation from the get-go rather than trying to play catch up and fix the issues down the road when they've amassed some money and a whole bunch of debt and credit issues and who knows, right? So we the younger the better. At the beginning, there's just a lot of help getting them set on that right path and building that strong foundation. And as life grows, we're already there, ready to go. We can help build with them, right?
Excellent. Thank you. Well, I just want to thank everybody that is watching and took the time to watch this recorded part one of our Serious Money Latching and Hatching. I hope you found today's discussion valuable and that it provided some helpful information as you navigate these important life milestones, as well as gave you some things to think about. If you have any questions about any of the topics covered in this recording, or if you want to schedule a complimentary discovery meeting with a member of our advisory team, please simply reach out to our office at our general office email, info@keillandassociates.ca. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to helping you on your financial journey. Take care.